Oh my god, this courtroom instantly exploded with tension the second Judge Boyd locked eyes on the defendant. Arms crossed, voice low. She looked more like a sulking teenager than someone facing a felony charge, and Judge Boyd wasn't about to let it slide. With razor-sharp authority, she demanded the defendant speak up and called her out for acting like a little girl. This wasn't just attitude, it was disrespect in a courtroom where prison time was on the line. The judge reminded her that this wasn't a game and every smirk could cost years of her freedom.
Accounted for meth, marijuana, and
I'm sorry. Can you speak up and could you uncross your arms? You're not a little girl. We're not in a classroom. You are in a felony court where you could potentially go to prison.
So this courtroom turned into a straight battlefield the second Judge Boyd locked eyes on a defendant who came in with more attitude than common sense. She's sitting there with her arms crossed, mumbling gibberish like she's in timeout instead of a federal courtroom. And Judge Boyd is not having it. She cuts her off, tells her to speak up, and even calls her out for acting like a little girl. Judges actually have the power to hold someone in contempt for this kind of behavior, which can mean extra fines or even jail time. But she clearly thinks that it's just a game. The back and forth turns brutal fast, with Judge Boyd reminding her of exactly where she's at and how quickly her bad attitude act could land her behind bars. I mean, it's kind of a mix of comedy and disaster here, watching her try to pout her way through while Judge Boyd just steamrolls the nonsense with straight fire. But do you guys think the judge went too far here, or was she begging for a reality check the moment that she crossed her arm?
No way. The case quickly moved from bad attitude to harsh reality. Judge Boyd laid out the charges. Tampering with government records. A third-degree felony. That's not just paperwork trouble. It carries up to 10 years in prison and fines of $10,000. Yet the defendant answered like it was nothing, barely acknowledging the weight of it. The state recommended deferred adjudication, but Judge Boyd made it crystal clear. If probation was revoked, prison time was guaranteed. Watching her mumble, "Yes, ma'am," while shrugging off the risk, you couldn't help but wonder, did she truly understand the storm?
But enough nonsense. Let's just dive right in here and watch together.
Are you Ms. Muniz? Counsel, you received all the discovery. Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Muniz, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with tampering with the government record or license or seal? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
She does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Okay. According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration 2023 CR 2907. County Court cause numbers 667-964, 685-144, and 70047. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. There is a request that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4.
What? Then came the shocking twist. Judge Boyd asked if she'd pass a drug test, and the defendant casually claimed she'd only be dirty for marijuana. But once the results rolled in, the truth blew up in her face. Positive for marijuana and meth. The entire courtroom shifted. It wasn't just about failing probation rules, it was about outright lying to the judge's face. And when she admitted to using meth just 2 days ago, Judge Boyd's stare could have cut glass. This wasn't a slip-up. It was self-destruction. And with a child at home, the stakes skyrocketed.
For years, there'd be a TAP evaluation and 150 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
The state offers State's Exhibit 1 and all the time.
No objection.
All right, reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Is there anything you would like to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, at this point, my client wishes to waive the PSI and do the TAP eval as a part of her deferred adjudication probation. and then go ahead and go along with the rest of the plea bargain agreement.
All right. Is there anything you wish to say?
No,
All right. Do you have any children?
yes, ma'am.
What are their ages and how many do you have?
I have one, she's gonna be 7, on Wednesday.
And where is she now?
She's with my, brother-in-law.
All right. So you don't have custody of her.
I do have custody, but she's just staying there for now.
All right. If you drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And before you answer, note that you will give me a drug test today.
Okay.
So what are the results going to be?
I'll come out there.
Dirty for what?
We,
And what else?
that's it.
All right. Well, we're going to check on that. Can I get a UA? And we'll come back. And so that will be done today. So do you still wish to stick with just weed?
Yeah.
Judge Boyd grilled her about her lifestyle. No job, no support, just food stamps meant for her child. The judge cut straight to the heart of it. What are you eating other than drugs? Brutal, but painfully true. The courtroom felt like a comedy roast turned tragic reality check. The defendant claims she stayed with a friend named Natasha, but Judge Boyd didn't buy it, flat out saying she couldn't trust a word anymore. At this point, the case wasn't just about fraud or drug use. It was about a mother failing every responsibility. Life.
All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 2906, State of Texas versus Summer Munoz. All right, so what did you test positive for? And you want to go back to I only use marijuana with me?
No. I counted for meth, marijuana, and
I'm sorry. Can you speak up and could you uncross your arms? You're not a little girl. We're not in a classroom. You are in a felony court
Yes, ma'am.
where you could potentially go to prison. So what are you been using?
meth and marijuana.
When's the last time you used meth?
Maybe like 2 days ago.
No, it's more than 2 days ago. How often are you using?
I just got out of jail, so I haven't been using that often.
I mean, you can almost feel Judge Boyd's blood pressure rising as this defendant tries to play games with the court. And here's the kicker. She's not even just being rude. She's facing a charge for tampering with government records. That's not some slap on the wrist misdemeanor. Under federal law, this carries up to 10 years in prison and a fine that could be up to $10,000. So while she's crossing her arms and pouting like this middle school detention, she's actually sitting on charges that could wreck her entire life. Then Judge Boyd throws her a curveball and tells her to take this drug test. She even asks if she'd come up clean, and she shrugs it off, basically saying that only marijuana would show up. But when the test came back, forget marijuana, she's also on meth too. And suddenly her casual smirk looks more like a confusion in real time. She just flat out admits that she used meth 2 days ago, and that's somehow supposed to make it better, while the judge is staring at her like she's writing her own sentencing memo. And the part that really stings the most is that this lady's got a 7-year-old kid at home, while she's out here stacking felonies and flunking drug tests. It's not even just reckless, it's just self-destruction on display in a courtroom that's giving her every chance to stop digging. Judges don't just punish behavior, they size up responsibility, and right now, Judge Boyd is seeing someone who can't even prioritize her own child.
Dang. The defendant insisted she'd be a good candidate for probation, but Judge Boyd wasn't buying it. With her track record, probation seemed more like a revolving door to failure than a second chance. The prosecutor even reminded her this wasn't her first rodeo. Every promise sounded hollow. Every excuse recycled. And Judge Boyd dropped the hammer. Deferred adjudication wasn't a free pass. It was her final chance. If she slipped again, she'd skip probation and head straight to prison. You could feel the tension. Even the gallery seemed to hold its breath.
That's the kind of detail that can swing a sentence from minimum to maximum, and she's handing it to her on a silver platter.
Well, I mean, you went straight from jail to use meth. Don't give me attitude.
I'm not.
You've been dishonest with the court. You made them waste up. You think UAs just are free? You made them waste a UA, telling me that you're going to be positive for marijuana only when I knew it was not going to be the case. And now you're positive for meth, amphetamines, and marijuana. So who are you using with? Are you using by yourself in a dark room? Or are you using with some boyfriend? Who are you using with?
No, actually where I'm staying at.
And where is that?
With a friend.
Who is this friend?
Her name is Natasha.
All right. I like the way you make up names. I can't believe anything you're telling me now because you were dishonest about the drug use.
It's the only place I have to stay at right now. So, I mean, they use, and it was tempting.
Yeah. All right. So, I'm going to want a TAP evaluation ASAP, please. Are you employed?
No,
So how are you supporting yourself?
I'm not.
So who's supporting you?
Nobody.
Well, what are you eating other than drugs?
I have food stamps.
I'm sorry, what?
I have food stamps.
Who's giving you food stamps? You don't have your child with you. Those food stamps are for your child.
Yes, ma'am. I just recently applied and I got approved for emergency food stamps.
I cannot understand a
Yikes!
word.
When Judge Boyd pressed about her child, the answers got darker. She admitted her daughter wasn't even in her custody. The state had stepped in. For the judge, that was the final proof. This wasn't just about lawbreaking. It was about neglecting motherhood itself. The defendant's blank expression clashed hard against the judge's fiery words. "You don't get to choose drugs over your child," Judge Boyd thundered. In that moment, the courtroom shifted from legal hearing to moral reckoning. You could almost hear the silent question. How many more chances does someone like this deserve?
I just applied and I got approved for emergency food stamps.
I know people who really should have food stamps that don't get approved. So you don't have your child with you. You're using meth. You're probably selling your food stamps for meth. And this is a tampering with a government record. So I don't even know if you obtain your food stamps legitimately. So what did you tell them in order to get food stamps? Because you don't qualify.
Okay.
I think she's probably going to end up with another criminal case.
Yes.
Because I don't know of the government giving out food stamps to people who won't work. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't have your child with you. Somebody else is taking care of your child.
I have to look for work. It's like one of the conditions that they gave me in order to get food stamps. So I'm supposed to be going to the workforce.
Well, you're obviously doing a poor job of it, but I tell you what, you're in this court, you're going to have employment. I'm not going to, the length of probation is outside the agreement. So it's going to be more than 4 years in this court because she has a lot of work that needs to be done I don't know why you're giving me the attitude.
No, I'm not trying to. I'm sorry.
Yes, you are. Either that or it's because you're high. I don't know which one it is, but you're giving me attitude, and that attitude will most likely be readjusted by me at the Bexar County Jail. So I don't know if your attorney told you this, but I can send you to the Bexar County Jail as a condition of this probation.
He
and I can
tried to soften the blow, pointing out that the defendant admitted her mistakes. But Judge Boyd wasn't moved. She'd seen too many sorries fall flat. What mattered now was proof. Proof of sobriety, proof of commitment, proof that this woman could act like a parent again. Without that, words were empty air. The judge reminded her probation wasn't a gift, it was a test. Fail it, and prison was guaranteed. Watching the defendant nod blankly, you couldn't tell if she grasped the seriousness, or if she was
also send
already
you to
planning
the
her
state
next
jail
excuse.
facility as a condition of this probation for attitude readjustment. Do you want that?
No.
All right, so I'm going to sentence her to 6 years deferred adjudication. You're getting a job, and there are plenty of jobs that are available. You're going to knock your pride aside, and if you're going to be flipping burgers at McDonald's or working on fries, you're going to be the best fry person you can be until you move up. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
Ninth grade.
9th grade. Why did you drop out?
I had a problems at home.
What were these problems? You using drugs?
No, not necessarily. Just like things that were going on with my mom's marriage and everything else.
Mhm. And what's that tattoo on your neck?
And it says only the strong survive.
All right. People love to put down sands on their bodies because they can't remember them. All right. It's going to be a $1,500 fine probated. Proof of employment. And it's going to be proof of full-time employment within 15 days. If you have to get 2 part-time jobs, you will get 2 part-time jobs for the court. Full-time employment is at least 40 hours a week. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. As
The
child
hearing
protective
closed with Judge Boyd's final warning. I don't trust you, and I don't believe you. But this is your chance to prove me wrong. Those words cut like steel. The gavel came down, sealing the deal. Probation under watchful eyes. No more lies. No more shortcuts. Just a razor-thin chance to avoid prison. The defendant shuffled out, expression unreadable as the courtroom buzzed. Some saw hope. Others saw disaster waiting. One thing was certain: if she failed again, Judge Boyd would be waiting, and next time, mercy wouldn't be on the table.
Has Child Protective Services been in your life?
Yes.
And so were your rights terminated?
Um,
What happened to your parental rights?
I still have my rights, but I just don't have my daughter. My family just agreed to take care of me until take care of my daughter until I get back on my feet.
Parenting classes, and I want intensive parenting classes. There's to be 150 hours of community service restitution that will not be waived. She has to do those. You're either going to get your GED or either you're going to get some sort of trade certificate. Take in consideration 2023 CR 2907, County Court Cause number 667-964, 685-144, 70047. I'm going to want a referral to felony drug court, TAP evaluation. If she's not accepted in felony drug court, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment with probation. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. The UA hotline, and she's to be tested once a week. Make sure the levels are going down. If the levels start going up, issue a motion to revoke. And I'm going to want field visits 1 time per week until further notice. Probation, is there anything else she needs? Oh, I'm sorry, 1 time per month. Probation would have got a shock.
That'll be all.
Anything else you need from the court to be successful? We can go off the record. So that tattoo you have about only the strong will survive, that's the mode that your child is being in. And your child should not be in that. Her parents should not be using drugs. Her parents should get her life together, and somebody else should not be raising your child. And you just 100% living off the government, that's not going to happen in this court. You get another job. Do you understand? And if you got those food stamps illegally, you better turn them in, because your counsel can tell you what the government does. They wait till your food stamps, when you take those monies from the government and you shouldn't have it, they wait till it becomes a felony. Then they turn it in. Do you understand? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Man, this whole thing was honestly just a train wreck dressed up as a court hearing. And the wild part is how she thought that she could outsmart the system while being completely dishonest at every single turn. I mean, she's not employed, she's living off food stamps that are supposed to be feeding her child, and from the way that things look, she's probably flipping them for meth instead of meals. The court doesn't just see this as bad parenting, it sees it as fraud. And yes, people have actually been prosecuted for misusing benefits like this. Meanwhile, her defense attorney looks like she just stumbled up from happy hour and barely holding it together, while Judge Boyd is completely running this courtroom like a comedy roast. And when she dropped, "What are you eating other than drugs?" I nearly lost it, because that's brutally honest, just up as a punchline. And the cherry on top here, when Judge Boyd told her that she'll be getting a job and just straight up suggesting that she's gonna be flipping burgers or bagging fries at McDonald's. I mean, that was cold, but completely fair, considering that she hasn't worked a day in who knows how long. And on top of that, the judge ordered her to take parenting classes and for her to get her GED, because right now she's failing both school and motherhood. Cases like this drag down the system, because resources like that should be protecting kids and families who end up just wasting it on people like this playing games. I mean, it makes you wonder, should judges be harsher in cases like this? Or is humiliation from the bench punishment enough? But thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm gonna catch you guys all in the next one.